If you want to build muscle and lose fat, this is going to be a great video for you. I'm going to be going through and breaking down my experiences and the knowledge that I've gained to basically go from being a skinny fat individual down to having a six-pack. And now I'm back on my bulk right now, and I'm doing my first proper bulk and gaining a ton of muscle. So if you want to learn how to do that, I'm going to detail some steps for you in this video. The first thing is to realize, where are you in terms of what you need to actually do. So in my situation, I had put on a lot of body fat, and well, a lot of body fat for me, okay? Not compared to some other people, but I had put on a decent amount of body fat to the point where it was becoming noticeable, and I was dealing with self-esteem and confidence issues because of it, and it was affecting me in that way. I also had not been spending any time in the gym, so I hadn't built any muscle. So I had a lot of extra fat and not enough muscle. I imagine most of you are in the same scenario right now. Now, there are some of you who could be very, very obese, or there's also could be some of you who are very, very skinny, in which case, what I'm about to tell you, some of it will still apply, but you need to make some slight adjustments because it's a little bit different. So the first thing that I really would recommend that you do, and this is the first thing I did, was when I noticed that when I was starting to really notice that I was being affected negatively by this, okay? And this really happened when I was on a trip. I went down to Florida, and we took these jet skis out. We went out to this island, and we were having a great time. You know, I was thinking nothing of it at the time, but, you know, we started taking some pictures, and then afterwards, when I was looking at these pictures, I was like, you know, I didn't like what I saw. You know, I didn't like what I saw coming back at me. And I knew that I could do better because I knew that, you know, previously, a few years back when I actually had first started lifting, I knew that I was seeing some good gains, and I had like a decent amount of muscle, and I had decent like genetics for building muscle and whatnot. But I really had let myself go during that whole pandemic that we went through. I really let myself go, and I was drinking a lot, eating a lot, not exercising, and that's happened to a lot of different people. So in that position, that's when I really started to notice it was affecting my self-esteem and my confidence, was because I really noticed it when I was taking these pictures, and I just didn't like what I saw. I knew I had more in me. I had more, you know, potential in myself to actually go and do something and change the way that I looked, because it was really affecting my esteem. So if you're in that position right now where you're noticing that it's a problem, and whether that be just the way you look, you know, your performance, the mental clarity you don't have, the brain fog, you know, the fact that you just don't feel healthy, or maybe you have some underlying condition, there's a lot of reasons why you really want to make sure you take care of this, and you want to get rid of excess body fat that you don't need. It really messes up your testosterone as a young man, and a lot of guys are out there, they're just weak, you know, they're weak in the body, weak in the mind, and it's all because of the fact that they're not taking care of their actual body that they're in, their health. So that being said, that's a bit about a backstory about kind of how I came into this. Was I really noticed that I just wasn't, you know, in a good position. So the first thing I did to kind of get out of this was to go to the gym. Now, if you have a home gym, that can work as well, but you're going to need weights, bro, okay? This is kind of a debate, because a lot of people say, oh, well, you can do calisthenics, or you can do hiking or running and all these different things. It's like, okay, that's great, but like, if you really want to build muscle and you want to get that jacked looking physique, you're going to have to get into lifting weights. It's just, there's no way around it. So either choose some weights, choose to go to a gym, or choose to buy your own weights and create your own home gym, because you're going to need one of the two, right? Just get some dumbbells. Even if you just have a pair of dumbbells at your house, that would just be so beneficial for you, okay, just to get started. So once you have decided which route you're going to go down, you know, I didn't have a home gym at the time because it was just too expensive, and, you know, living in an apartment, it's just not something I can really do. You know, I don't have that size of an apartment where I can get a bunch of equipment, bring it in here, and be, you know, doing deadlifts and squats and stuff in my building. That would probably really annoy the neighbors as well. So in that situation, I just had to go to a gym. Now, when I actually got to the gym, the next thing that you want to do is you want to think about, how do I actually work out? And, you know, for a lot of people, this is where things can get really tricky, because there's so much information available online in terms of, you know, what workouts you should do, what exercises are best, all these kinds of things, that it can really end up, you just waste a ton of time watching videos and researching and all this kind of stuff. And I know that from experience, because, you know, I fell victim to that. So over time, I've developed a philosophy, which is basically just choose some exercises that feel good for your body when you're first getting started. And I have a list, of course, I have a full workout plan of my own that I've developed, but I can't go into that in depth in this video because it would just make it too long. But basically, if you want to build a physique, as a guy watching this, you want to build a physique that is, you know, gives you a good amount of performance, makes you more attractive to women. Obviously, that's a huge reason why guys get in there. And just really, helps you with your self-esteem and confidence. Then you don't want to be thinking like a bodybuilder. You don't want to go into this trying to become, this massive guy, because that's actually really not, the ideal physique. That kind of physique is actually the opposite of the things I just said. So, if you're trying to maximize your performance in terms of like mental clarity, brain fog, health issues as well in the future, you don't want to try to become one of these bodybuilders. So don't freaking think about taking any steroids. Don't think about it. It's not worth it, bro. It's not going to get you more chicks, okay? It's not. It's really not good for your self-esteem, because you're constantly chasing this bigger goal, and you're dealing with body dysmorphia. And a lot of guys struggle from that who are bodybuilders, because it's never good enough, and they're on stage trying to do all these poses. That's not what we're trying to do, okay? And it's just, overall, it's not very attractive, to be honest with you. Most women are not attracted to these giant bodybuilders. It's like a small percentage of maybe bodybuilding women who are interested in those kind of guys, but overall, women do not like those giant type of guys. It's just, you can go look up like studies and stuff. You can even ask women. There's a very small population of women who are more attracted to that. Most women like guys who are toned up, muscular, lean, right? Maybe you've got some abs in there, a little bit of abs showing, but not this huge jack kind of guy. So that's not what we're chasing. We're just chasing a lean, sort of aesthetic physique that looks, really good, is healthy, gives us good performance, and really boosts our confidence and self-esteem, because that is the best, and that will help you in every single area of your life. So that is the overall my training philosophy in terms of what we're going after. So once you get in the gym, you're going to choose a few exercises that feel good to you. Now, I have some of these exercises listed in our free community. You can check those out. But needless to say, there's going to be some main areas you want to focus on, which include specifically your shoulders, right? You want to try to get wider shoulders if possible, increasing your traps and your neck as well. You want to build up your chest. Okay, you want to focus on your chest area, specifically your upper chest. Not so much the lower region, but specifically your upper chest. Obviously, you want to be working on your biceps, your triceps, so that you can get bigger arms. And your whole back is important, but specifically the lats, because the lats really give you a wide look up here, and it really helps narrow down so you get what's called a V-taper physique. So that's really important. Also, train your abs. You don't have to go crazy with it. Train your abs, but don't be obsessive with it, because there's no real benefit to it. But just train like you would every other muscle, okay? Legs are going to be important, so don't forget to hit those, but it's not going to be as important as the upper body. So I spend more time on my upper body than I do on my lower body as a man, because that's more important. It's just more important than trying to do like leg day 3-4 times a week. So now that you've done that, you're in the gym, you're doing a few exercises, you're starting to get the hang of things, you need to focus in on your nutrition, because this is a huge part where people fail. This is, honestly, if you were going to do no exercise, you were just going to forget about going to the gym, you didn't care about building any muscle, you just wanted to lose fat, you didn't care about looking jacked or anything like that, you could literally accomplish everything just by having the right nutrition. Now, there's so much misinformation and lies out there, and I just want to basically say that this is not necessarily something that's going to work for everyone. This is what worked for me. What worked for me was basically the basis of your everyday eating is going to be high quality food, okay? You're going to be eating high quality, high nutrient food, and you want to be getting in enough protein. So, for example, instead of going to McDonald's and getting, burgers and fries, or instead of going to the store and buying, pizza every day or pasta, instead you want to focus on whole foods. And what whole foods is basically a whole food is just something that hasn't really been processed yet. So think of, a carrot, a potato, an apple, a banana, a broccoli, right? A head of broccoli. Things like meat, right? If you're thinking about meat, would be like a piece of steak, a burger, if it's just, because the burgers are just ground up. Basically, it's just steak that's been ground up. And maybe a cut of chicken, right? But it wouldn't be like chicken nuggets, because chicken nuggets are highly processed. They got all that breading around them, and it's been cooking all that grease, and it's all these chopped up little pieces. It's disgusting. So you want to focus really on whole foods. If you can focus on whole foods and really think about getting in enough protein. So when it comes down to protein, basically what you want to do is you want to try to be hitting 1 gram per pound of body weight. Okay, it's that simple. So when it comes to your nutrition, try to make sure you're getting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 180 pounds, try to get in 180 grams of protein every single day. When you're first getting started, this is going to be hard, so you don't need to worry too much about it. It's just I want you to start shifting your focus in nutrition towards, amping up your protein intake, because if you're going to be in the gym lifting weights, you're going to need a lot of protein in order to start packing on that muscle. And this is really how I got started and really I've made some good progress. I made some really good progress in the years that I've been lifting. So this is what I would recommend that you do. Whole foods, the basis of your diet is whole foods, okay? And then you're going to make sure that the protein element within that is going to be high. I don't want you to worry too much about calories right now. Don't worry too much about cutting down or getting bulked up. This is just right in the beginning when you're starting to get into the gym and you're trying to make some progress. You need to focus on the basics, the really key things, okay? Get into the gym however many times per week that you can based on your schedule. And make sure that your nutrition is going to be at a good point to where you can actually start building muscle and burning fat. And if you eat a lot of whole foods and you start eating a lot of protein, you're not going to have any problems in terms of your body composition. You won't have issues. The reason why you're out of shape right now is because of the way that you've been eating and the lack of exercise. That's it. That's literally it. That's what I was dealing with when I got out of shape. What was it? I wasn't going to the gym at all. I would still kind of do some exercise here and there, but not really. And I was eating a bunch of processed foods. I was not eating very healthily. And so that's what happens. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. You're going to get out of shape. So if you want to get in shape, do the opposite. Exercise, go to the gym, lift weights, do some cardio that you enjoy, walks, hikes, whatever. And make sure you focus on whole foods while getting high protein. And then that's it. That's literally all you need to do. Now, and also I forgot to mention again that you need to focus on those specific muscles that will make you stand out in that way. And when I say stand out, I mean will make you more attractive, right? If you want to be more attractive to girls, which is a big reason a lot of the guys go to the gym no matter what they tell you, you need to focus on the muscle groups that I mentioned earlier, okay? So again, we're going to go through that. If you want to stay consistent, this is the main element too, is a lot of people give up because they're not consistent. If you want to be consistent, actually stick with the diet, stick with the, eating the right amount of protein, stick with your workouts, you need to make it fun and you need to make it sustainable. So if right now you can only go 4 days a week, but you try to go 6 days a week to the gym, it's going to exhaust you and you're going to give up. So just go the amount of times that you can based on your work schedule or school schedule or whatever. And make sure your workouts aren't too long. I see a lot of people doing this, okay? If you're more advanced, it's a completely different thing. But if you're just getting started in the gym, being in the gym for 2-3 hours is just a horrible idea. The reason why is because you are going to get tired. And when you get tired, you're going to feel like shit. And so every time you leave the gym, you don't feel good, right? You've exhausted your body. You want to leave the gym feeling like you could have done a little bit more. So limit your workouts. Do 45-minute workouts. If you have to, do 30-minute workouts. An hour tops. And you can make that a really intense workout, but make them short and sweet, right? That's kind of what we're going for here, is a short and sweet method of doing it. So that's basically it. You do that, you do those things, you'll start to see change in your life, and you will be amazed because your performance will go up massively. Your mental health will increase like so much. Your body will start to change. You'll start to look amazing, which will boost your confidence, right? All this, really affects your hormones as well. Increasing your testosterone will give you more confidence, give you more energy every single day. Bro, it literally changed my life. When I got into the gym, I started lifting, like everything changed for me. My addictions, all the things that I had been addicted to, alcohol, weed, all these kinds of things went way down because I started to actually notice how it was affecting me and how, it was a negative influence on me. And it really gives you something to look forward to and make progress in. So that's basically it. If you have any more suggestions, leave them down in the comments for other people. And I hope you get started. I hope you really start moving towards that as a goal if right now you're out of shape, because there's really no time to wait, and there's no reason with all the resources and technology and information available that you aren't doing this, right? There's just no reason for it. So that's basically it, bro. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, you found it helpful, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.